Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Just a quick video, mainly for the HILUX guys to understand, to do with our front wheel bearing hubs for anyone that is or may be or ever be interested. Just to let you know, there is approximately 8 components or products that have to be purchased separately, plus then obviously the labour. We've demonstrated in some other videos. So we've been doing these Prado front bearing hubs for years, many vehicles. They're very popular. We've got a heap of them on the shelf at the moment, but always plan well ahead because they seem to, like the weather, you know, comes in waves and boof, then they're all gone. And obviously they can be having that many different components, bearings, hubs, seals, this seal, that seal, O-rings, bolts, whatever. If there's a shortage of one for whatever reason, then it holds up the whole process, doesn't it? So I'm just going to give, I've mentioned it before, but this is just a little way to save a little bit of money for the HILUX guys. So to keep it simple, there's more work involved in the HILUX hubs. Some of the components are a bit cheaper, mainly one of them. But we're just going to keep the price the same, exactly the same as what the Prado ones are. If you want to know more details, check out, we've got a playlist. It's going to be called Prado Front Hubs or Prado HILUX Front Hubs or something like that. Check in our playlists because that's got all the info there. So I'm not going to run through all the work that's involved in these other than quickly mentioning these hubs. They come in this rust-proof coating. Takes a while to clean all that crap off, and we have to do that before we can press it together. So hubs, bearings, bolts, all this sort of thing. Now, it was more to do with the ABS sensors and options like that. Now, when you remove your hubs, they're going to come off pretty well. They're going to have, if you've got ABS, it's going to have that and that. This can be pressed on or just gently tapped on with a hammer. Excuse me. A bit of a tickle there, a bit of senile. Anyway, it's going to be like that if you've got ABS. Now, if you haven't got ABS, what it's going to probably look like is more like, got this spacer. So there's some different components. We've got them all in stock at the moment, no dramas. The HILUX ones, they're not as popular, so we only keep a couple of sets or so in stock, but again, only takes a couple of people and then we're out. So plan ahead for that. Obviously, once again, that gets pressed on. So if you've got non-ABS, ideally it will come to you like that with that pressed on. If you've got ABS, it'll be the other way. So let's just, we'll just do the other one just for entertainment's sake. There you go. So you've got the two different options. Now, if you've got ABS and you get one of these, don't put it on because it won't work, because this is your ABS tone wheel, right? If you've got no ABS and you get one of these, I wouldn't worry too much because obviously the rest of the vehicle's the same. There's space for this to be there. It's just not going to do anything. And the cost, to be quite honest, it's been a while since I brought some, I'm about to purchase some more. The cost of this and that, they're the two different components, right, is about the same. So what I've been doing until now is just assembling them all like this. Press those on, they're ready to go. Most people have got ABS, and when the odd one doesn't have ABS, then I'm just going to send it like this anyway, right? So if there's any issues with that, let me know. I haven't heard of any yet, so I presume no news is good news. And basically what I want to say, if you want to save a few bucks, then it's not that hard. I've explained in another video. I don't know if it's out yet or where I put it or if you missed it or not because you're not subscribed. This is why you subscribe, turn the bell on, check out each video as it comes out and decide then if you don't want to watch it. It's just an email. It's just a bing, a notification. You don't have to watch it then. You can wait till later that day when the time's right. Check it out. If you get into it and it's you, then watch it. And if you don't, rather than not subscribe and miss out on a really important or really awesome video, because we've got a heap of really awesome videos out of those hundreds or thousands of videos. Like I said, one more piece out of the million-piece jigsaw puzzle. You don't want to miss out on that important piece for you. So what we can do is we can not supply these. It's not going to save you much. It's going to save you 50 bucks for the whole kit, whatever, because, whatever. It just changes the game a bit. So what happens is, like I said, you can see that one. It's loose, right? Now, this retainer that goes over, it's actually a little bit tight, but it's only tight over, let me get this off. So it's not tight in here, it's only tight on that edge there, right? So you put this on, it's loose, so it should be. So don't be alarmed when you get your hubs and they're loose. That's why I said this is how they are, right? All professionally pressed together. I've done this heaps of times. You've got to be careful, you can damage the bearing. We've got upgraded seals, upgraded O-rings. This is, I suppose, another reason why you might want to buy from us. Like I said, I'm busy. Doesn't bother me if you do or you don't. It's only for the people that listen. We've seen on the Prados and the HILUXes very rarely people that go off-road a lot, dust, dirt, and off-road. These O-rings, they can tend to let a little bit of moisture in behind this bearing. So a couple of things I say when you do these up. When you tighten, you can check the torque specification, but I don't use torque specs. I use F-tight. right? These are decent sized bolts. What are they, about 10 or 12 mil diameter? They're massive, right? As tight as I can hang on them, and I actually use a second spanner, hooked over one spanner, and I get them nice and tight, right? I really want to give that a good tighten down, because I believe that's going to reduce the clearance in here, so it's like an interference fit, surface to surface, and minimal anything is going to get through there. Then what does get through there, we want to seal with this O-ring. Now, the genuine Toyota are awesome. The genuine works really well, but I'm seeing some surface rust and stuff like that. Generally, I don't think it's getting past the O-ring, but I have seen rust on O-rings, which means it's getting to the O-ring, not far past it. But if we can use an O-ring that's a tiny bit thicker to solve the problem, to make it a better seal, then that's what we do, and that's what we're doing at the moment. So we are using an aftermarket O-ring. We've been doing so for a little while now, in sort of trying that out sort of thing, and consistency of the quality and all that sort of thing. So look, we can use genuine if you like, but they're just a bit thinner, and they don't seal as well as having one. The only difference is it's a tiny bit thicker. It's just an O-ring. It's just going to squash anyway, and we recommend putting a bit of grease or whatever you want to put on that O-ring. Whatever you put in here is going to stop moisture from coming in. So a nice big fat O-ring, some lubrication on it, and then these surfaces are going to press together that tightly by tightening these up F-tight. Anything that's in this gap is going to be so small, and it's going to be grease, so any water that gets to it is going to hit that and then go away, because if you get water to the O-ring, then you get a bit of rust. Those rust particles and bits and pieces, they're not soft and smooth, and it's not going to seal like a clean seal with an O-ring, which is why, you know, you use all new everything. We've been through that in other videos, the new hubs rather than reusing them and all that. We're not going through that in this video. It's in, check out that playlist, okay? Monday mornings for parts if you do want one. We've got a couple in stock at the moment. This is the set that I sold recently that I'm only doing, literally I'll do 2, replace 2. If I sell 4, I replace 4, bang. I sort of prefer to do less because they're an absolute pain cleaning this crap off there, and there's a little bit more to it. I've got to press it together, then I've got to do these separately anyway, which is what I'm about to do. But I just thought I'd do this little video and explain to you the situation with the ABS, non-ABS. You may get one of these. Just text me if you do. Say, hey, Ant, I got ABS ones, but mine's not ABS. I'm going to install them anyway as per your video, but I just wanted to let you know, or maybe even do it and then just text me afterwards. Say, look, I've installed the ABS ones. Didn't make any difference, obviously, or you know, whatever. I'm open to the feedback. Please let me know anything you think I need to know about, and I do consider it quite carefully, and if we need to know, then we do a video like this and let people know. But happy days. So I don't think I'm going to buy these anymore if they're the same cost as those, and we're just going to supply them like that. If you want to save 50 bucks, basically you get your flat blade. It's not a lot of pressure to get it off. I don't want you to damage these components. They're fine to reuse. The ABS sensor, a retainer, fine to reuse, but you don't want to damage your bearing. But it's mainly going to be your old bearing, because once you're putting it on your new one, so I'm not too worried about the bearing, because it's going to be the old one you're taking off. You just get your flat blade small, gently in here, and you don't lever the hell out of it and bend this. And this would be hard to bend, but you don't do that. You just gently work your way around it, you know, just a little bit under here. And I can tell you now, there's not a lot that holds these retainers on. They'll just slide off nicely. But the key is, don't do heaps at one side, because then you cock it sideways. And if you order these bearings, it already sounds complicated, doesn't it? If you order these bearings and you go, man, I want to save 50 bucks, and you get them like that, that's cool. So you've still got all your other components. You just need to reuse that. And let's say you get a bit excited, you know, because you've done the, you know, poor man, it's kind of on the way to a poor man pays twice, isn't it, right? You got a bit excited and you got your lever and you started levering and whatever, and, you know, you get it all kind of like jammed up, and then you can't get it off, and then it's getting a bit bent, or, oh, well, it looks all right to me, and you put it on, you put it all back together, and then you got an ABS light. Look, it's probably not going to happen even if you did bend it a bit. They're quite, what's the word, opposite to sensitive anyway, because you got a sensor, you got this, and it's, you know, it can be a little bit, you know, and it's usually still going to be okay. But I'm not going to tell you bend it and it's going to be okay. I don't want you to do that. I'm just sort of trying to give you all the warnings, look at all the different aspects. I reckon just just get them bloody complete like that. Anyway, that's a video. It's what I wanted to explain. It took longer than I thought, see? Blah, 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 blah. 10 minutes. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Hope you liked it. Like I said, subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss out on the really important videos. If you don't like it, if I talk too much like this one, say you haven't got a HILUX and you're never going to buy these, then you can stop watching. Or you might think of your mate with a HILUX and copy and paste and send it in an email or a text or something to your friend to help them out, because they might want to know about this. Recommendations, well, I don't know, I've said this a few times, every 200,000 Ks in the Prados definitely, but we don't see as many front wheel bearings failing in the Hiluxes. I don't know if it's because we don't see as many Hiluxes and we don't service as many, but when we put them up and we do the inspections and we check them, we don't find the play in them. It seems to be that maybe they're a bit lighter in the front. Maybe they don't do the touring the Prados do. Maybe the Prados do a lot more river crossing, touring vehicle, and all that sort of thing. Maybe the Hiluxes are busy, they're tradies utes, and they sort of, maybe that's what it is. Look, I don't know what the pattern is, I'm just thinking out loud, but probably 200,000 Ks either way, but you do not need to, here you go, I'm unselling you now. So this is what you got to hang around to the end. Don't buy these to replace them if you're going to be within 100 Ks of home. Just make sure you got your RAC, because they can go bad quickly, but you're going to get noise in the front. Usually they don't go quick. They can go quick. They can go from no noise, no play, 1,000 Ks, heaps of noise, and your wheels are almost about to fall off when these bearings, when they're really dry, and they can go quickly. And that's usually when they're 10 years old, 200,000 Ks plus, that sort of thing. So if you're traveling Australia and you're going to be hundreds and thousands of Ks from home and you want reliability like myself, bang, I'm going to replace these every 150K now. Okay, every 150K on my car, bang, they get a new set, right? Prado, the Hilux, I will push it. Now, if you've been watching our Hilux, I've only changed the passenger side. I changed it because there's a bit of butcherism going on. You can check those videos. There's a playlist called Our Hilux, or Our 2013 Hilux. That I want to sort of, you know, my OCDs go and do the driver's side, make it even, you know, and do the drive shaft, make it even. But you know what? It's not going to go that far from home, as in it's only going to be a few hundred Ks. It's probably not going to leave Victoria. So therefore, if I have a problem, I'm not that far from home. It's mainly going to be a bit of a, you know, farm ute, around the farm type thing, when you need a ute, handy work ute, picking up, dropping off things that are a bit bigger, that sort of thing. And we're going to do some modifications to it as well. So we're going off topic for a minute. A few mods on the Hilux. We're going to build it up a little bit for the tracks, slowly, over time, over years. It's not like it's going to happen in a day, week or months. It's slowly over the years. Next modification is going to be some nice comfy Dobson suspension, and we're going to get some other wheels onto it because we don't like the steel rims, we like the genuine alloy wheels. So bonus info. Anyway, I've talked enough. It was about wheel bearings. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Hope you get the gist. Like, subscribe, bada bing. I'm out of here. See ya.